Good morning. Yes, I've decided to do the video before I take the kids to school and get started with the other activities. It's only 6:15 a.m. in the morning, and no, I still haven't gone to the store to buy batteries for the candle that's burned, that the batteries aren't working anymore. I've got to get two more of those, whatever they are, the little, whatever size it is. It's the medium size, sort of. Anyway, Um, the title for today's video is "It's Not About Money." I talked with my brother the other day. He has been a businessman all his adult life. To him, I would say the most important thing in the human transition is to not upset the apple cart, especially in regard to money. That is exactly the apple cart that must be upset if we will ever see positive change in the world. Money as we have known it, debt, is a slavery system operated by criminals, very wealthy criminals. Humanity is enslaved by what they have created. The vision of the new system is to temporarily pay everyone on the planet enough money to live in abundance. I say temporarily because the time will come fairly quickly when we will see that money is not even needed. Indeed, I do believe, as I have studied the past several years, that the problem on the planet is money. Money is the problem. Now, we, myself included, experience a lack of money because money has been made the system by which everything works. Everything runs on money. You go to the grocery store, you need money. You drive a vehicle, you need money for gas, and you need money, of course, for the vehicle itself. You need money for medical care. You need money for this. You need money for that. You need money to keep a roof over your head. Everything requires money, and everything is based on taxation and uh, charging for these things and profit. To make profit is seen as some type of a demigod almost. I mean, that's the most important thing. I've got to make a profit. I've got to make a profit. Most of the world didn't live that way most of our human lives. We didn't have that concept. That's a relatively new concept, a relatively new means of control set in place by, again, a criminal cabal that wants to be in control. And control seems to be the name of the game, but the more we try to be, in my experience anyway, the more we realize that we really aren't in control. I've been rereading the Anastasia book, and she's raising her little son, and it flabbergasts Vladimir because she's just letting him do what comes natural. He plays with bears. He sleeps on the bear with the bear's paw over keeping it warm in Siberia. It's where they live, Siberia, in the former Soviet Union, Russia. And he plays with whatever catches his attention. Everything is natural. And Vladimir wanted to give him clothes and diapers and toys and stuff like that. And she said, that's what's wrong with the world. Everything is based on something artificial instead of natural. If we would just let children grow up naturally, we wouldn't need all of these trinkets that are artificial and actually shut down our natural system. We are naturally part of nature, part of God, part of creation. We are naturally part of that. And we don't need money or trinkets or toys or or all these other things. And we're going to learn that, but we haven't learned it yet because we've been enslaved mentally as well as physically by a system of control. And the system of control is set in place by those who think that they're going to gain advantage, but they're people that don't know themselves, including Lucifer, the damned archangel who thinks he's better than God. Well, he's going to learn that God has a natural way that's much superior to any artificial system Lucifer and his minions could ever put in place. And so there's a great awakening that's happening. And part of that will be as we, the human family, learn that money has been an enslaver, not a liberator. It was never meant to liberate us. In fact, the debt system, the debt monetary system, they create the money for the debt out of thin air, but they never create the interest, which means there's always going to be people coming up short because they can't make the interest payments. So I understand where my brother's coming from when he said, you know, we've got to do this easy, because he doesn't want the old system to stop, because he's subservient to it in his mind. And so is most of humanity. We're subservient to an artificial system that is going to have to be destroyed in order for us to be liberated. But the destruction is going to come in two steps. The first step is, instead of experience scarcity, we're going to have to be able to experience abundance. There's going to have to be a new release of funding, if you will, that makes it so that we don't have to struggle to survive, that all of our needs are actually met and then some. We have all that we need forever. And then we say, well, what do I need money for? I can just, whatever I need, I can get. And we'll learn how to unopen and tap into a whole bunch of our gifts, talents, and abilities that have been laying dormant in us, dormant because we've been trained in that dormancy. We've been trained to be less than we really are. We've been trained to be slaves instead of little gods's, little gods, little creators. We're going to be able to create whatever we need. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing all falls into place and all transpires. Hopefully it can be without bloodshed, but there's an awful lot of people that want to hold on to the old mentality, to the old system. And as long as we hold on to the old system, we are enslaving ourselves. We need to know that. That's all I'm going to share for today, and I do thank you for listening, and I pray that you'll have a wonderful day. I pray that all of us start getting better, and I hope to share something in the very near future about the ambassador's recent trip to, I keep wanting to say Finland, but it's Norway. Anyway, again, thank you for listening, and namaste.